The National Ethics and Integrity Policy was developed by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the National Orientation Agency, NOA, in response to the many damaging effects of corruption in both the public and private sectors. The policy on national orientation was developed with a view to help restore and revitalize the public and the private sectors while enhancing values and integrity and tackling areas of corruption in Nigeria. The policy obligates all Nigerians and everyone who resides within the borders of Nigeria or who relates with the country in one form or the other to commit to upholding the following core values of human dignity, voice and participation, patriotism, personal responsibility, integrity, national unity, and professionalism. How aware and committed are Nigerians to policies and values concerning national orientation? Today on the program, we shall be looking at the policy on national orientation and how it affects Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you for joining us. I am Chana Ejoga. Up next is News Update. Stay with us. As part of the 10-month Senior Executive Course Program, the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies organized a get-together to officially welcome the newly inaugurated participants and to also give the participants a chance to familiarize, socialize, and network with each other before the commencement of academic activities. Speaking at the party, the Director General NIPSS, Professor Ayo Motayo, introduced Brigadier General C.F.J. Udaya retired MNI, the Secretary and Director of Administration, to the participants, describing him as a leader who has contributed immensely to the growth of the Institute. He also urged them to participate in the academic and social activities during their stay in the Institute.
I present to you the man I took over from about 2 years ago. By way of death, he had to take over as the Director General of the Institute. He acted for about a year and some few months, and I must commend him for giving me all the support I needed from the time, or that I've always needed, from the time I took over up to this present moment. I think it is not always that a Nigerian will be asked to act in a role, and when he doesn't get that full role electorally, or is not confirmed to the position, it's not all the time you get the cooperation of such a person. I must say there has been very, very cooperative, and has been a backbone and pillar for the successes we have recorded so far at the Institute.
There were performances by the Anaguta and Tapshak international troops.
Feel free and join them to dance, please.
Chana Ejoga, NIPSS Policy TV. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Policy Focus. Now back to our discussion. The policy on national orientation, among other things, was designed to imbibe and embody core values among Nigerians. It was also designed to help the country reach national development goals as the meaning of national purpose is reframed. It was also designed to save the country from the ongoing erosion of ethics and collapse of values, and also to encourage patriotism and to open up ongoing dialogue to refine behavior and character and to bring out the best in Nigerians. Today, we'll be having the concluding part of our discussion on national orientation with Mr. Job David Ayuba, CEO of Tombrook iHub Multiverse. Enjoy. Taking into consideration the dwindling nature of our economy, what effort is the National Orientation Agency making in mobilizing Nigerians to support the government's effort in revamping the economy?
You know, when it comes to this, it becomes an arduous task for the agency. Very arduous task. I know that the Director General, upon resumption in office, has come up with two innovative ideas. The first thing, he observed that they couldn't afford to pay for airtime as needed. I mean, we all know how much it costs per minute on a TV station, on a radio station. And imagine you want to have one jingle played 3 times a day, and you are paying 500,000 naira for every minute. That is already 1.5 million times 30 days, times 365 days. So what he has done is to build, not really build, but to set up an online TV station and radio station within the facility of the National Orientation Agency, so that they can begin, to onboard listeners and watchers, and just escalate the work of orientation and reorientation. The second thing he has also done is he conceptualized a national values charter. And this charter is going to serve as a contract between Nigeria and Nigerians, not between the government and Nigerians, but between Nigeria and Nigerians, because governments come and go, but Nigeria is always there. All governments have their dispensation. They come and go. So what he has done with that national values charter is to outline the expectations of Nigerians from their country. And then the country must first meet its obligation before demanding patriotism from Nigerians. I will give one simple example. If a VIO officer, right, or a FRRS officer stops in Nigeria, a motorist, the first thing they will tell you is go and fix the road now. Una no fix road, now they ask us for paper. Do you get my point? Because their expectations from Nigeria is that there should be quality and smooth roads for them to drive on. If you have not delivered on that, how do you now question the person and say, I want to inspect your vehicle? And the person is saying, me too, I want to inspect, I've inspected the road and the roads are bad. So what do we do in that situation? And that's why you begin to find civil disobedience. You begin to find lack of patriotism because people are asking, what has the country done for me? People are asking questions, what has the country done for me? So he has conceptualized that national values charter, which is a contract between Nigeria and Nigerians. Now, the current government of Nigeria must now deliver on its mandates, on the promises it made to Nigerians before the agency will have the full backing, because now cynicism will be taken out of play. It will now have, people can now listen to the National Orientation Agency. But if people are not happy with the government of the day, it is difficult for the agency to go and start talking about promoting the country or its activities or its programs to these people who are dissatisfied with their country. Yeah. So the agency has its own responsibility, the country has its own responsibility, the government of the day has its own responsibility.
That's really powerful, because if all sectors are not fulfilling their responsibilities, definitely would have these great challenges and loopholes. So I'm even going to that. So generally, what challenges is the agency facing in carrying out her statutory responsibilities, and what is the way out?
What challenges? I've outlined of the challenges already. Limited resources. I've also talked about where the agency is situated. It's currently situated in the Ministry of Information and National Orientation. I think it will have access to more resources if it's under the presidency. That's another challenge. Another challenge is competencies need to be built. Yes, competencies, new skills need to be learned. The staff of the National Orientation Agency must be equipped with digital skills. They must be equipped with new skills that they can use, to be able to carry out their mandate effectively and efficiently. And this also requires resources. Imagine how much you are going to need to train an organization that has presence in every local government, that has offices in every local government. So these are some of the challenges that the new Director General must be able to find solutions to. The Director General must also find a way to get the private sector to see the benefit of the National Orientation Agency. Yes, and be able to bring them on board as partners. So, government must sit down and look at this agency, look at the mandate of this agency, prioritize the mandate of this agency, because public perception is very important.
Yes.
Public perception is very important. We are seeing coups happening here and there across Africa. It's all about public perception. You will see people drumming support for military takeover. It's all about public perception. It's because people are giving hope. And if you have a plan for a country and you are not able to communicate that plan effectively, then it's a problem, because nobody knows about the plan. I also think, I know that National Orientation Agency, with its structure, is a non-kinetic security agency. Because it gets feedback from every community, compiles a report, and sends to the president. So yes, it's a non-kinetic security agency, and it should also begin to benefit some of the benefits that the security agencies are getting.
And lastly, sir, what is your call to the government and the general public regards national orientation?
I think I've mentioned that. My call to the government is, again, basically, look at the agency, reprioritize the importance of the agency, and then move all the monies for education. Like I give you an example with voters' education, for educating the populace, for sensitizing the populace, for advocacies, move all of those monies from the different ministries, departments, and agencies to the National Orientation Agency. So that when there's a health hazard, when there's something with regards to, there's flooding, there's something, the agency has the resource or the resources to effectively communicate with citizens. Mm. And of course, government should also carry the agency along, because you cannot just wake up and just announce something without considering their input on how citizens are going to accept that information. This agency is structured to be able to cascade information from the federal level to the local level. And at each level, there's a way that information is going to be communicated. What I'm saying now about the National Orientation Agency, the way I'm saying it is not the way I'm going to say it to somebody who is in a village somewhere in Benue State. I will cascade the use of language will be different. Yeah. I will cascade the information to the level where this person can understand the expectations of government from them and their expectations from their country.
Thank you, Dr. Aiba, for that interesting insight on national orientation. We hope we'll have you again on the program, sir.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Now let's get back to the program for more. Stay with us.
National Orientation Agency, I wouldn't know for how long they've been existing, but it's one agency of government that, for me, has done so well in the 80s and the 90s, up till Jonathan administration during the time of Ebola, which again is an agency that disseminates information very quickly to the grassroots. You know, they are in the entire 774 local government. However, in the last 10 years, they have not been very efficient or effective because people don't get to hear them. A lot of government policies, interventions that people are not aware, and NOAA is responsible, you know, to be able to disseminate all of those policies, interventions of government to the people in a way that the people can have a sense of belonging, be able to participate, contribute to the development of this country. However, it has not been there. Perhaps maybe one of the issues that I've found to be a major hindrance to that is largely on lack of partnership and synergy. Other agencies of government work in silos. They tend not to kind of carry along National Orientation Agency to be able to disseminate a whole lot of those policies, interventions of government in a way that people can be aware, people can be informed, and people can contribute to the social economic development of the country. So that is one major problem that I see, you know, about NOAA. But NOAA is a very good tool that both government and the private sector should leverage on to be able to communicate effectively with the people. For me, even if the other agencies of government or MDAs are not reaching out, it is your responsibility as the leader of NOAA to reach out to all of those ministries, parastatals, MDAs, private sector, and then tell them of the capacity of what you have to do. Also work with the multinationals to see how you can access some funding and be able to kind of create interventions around using artificial intelligence, using technology to drive, some of the things that they do. So with that, and with a new leader who is very proactive, who is intentional and deliberate about information dissemination and development, I believe that NOAA should be able to move to the next level. If they are not reaching out to you, reach out to them. Make sure people are aware, create opportunities or create awarenesses that people can know, of the role of NOAA. And because they are across the 774 local government, it's quite easy for them to work with the local government chairman. It's very easy for them to work with the Nigerian police, to work with DSS and the rest of them. And I tell you the truth, if NOAA takes its rightful position with a good leader in charge who is driving home that partnership and synergy, I believe NOAA will become, the right organization to partner with in this country, and then a lot of things will move. We'll be able to gain traction in terms of our social economic development.
Yes, I think as of recent, I saw I think the agency is under the Ministry of Culture, And I have seen the new minister engaging with a lot of event organizations, even traveling to the United States to participate in the Grammys. So I believe finally Nigeria is getting showcased internationally, and our cultures and traditions are being, presented to other people. I think we need to do more in terms of election. Honestly, I haven't seen anything from the national orientation in regards to election, but I would clamor for such. I think it would get to the Nigerian audience.
National Orientation Agency is an agency of government that has the responsibility of promoting culture and the orientation of Nigerians by educating Nigerians about the cultures and values of the nation. I think in the last few years they have done that effectively, but in the last few years now, probably after the change of government, before the last government, we have seen, personally I have not seen the awareness or anything from NOA, unlike the way it used to be in those days, especially during the reign of Mr. Mike Omeye, something like that. Anytime you open your TV, you have something coming up from NOA, educating and sensitizing the nation about our cultures, our values, and what we stand for as a country. The NOA also needs to come up with a different strategies and approach to reach out to Nigerians in such a way that the masses, the Nigerians will feel the impact of NOA in our day-to-day activities, in our offices, in schools, tertiary institutions, offices, in all the government agencies. The impact of NOA must be felt. So NOA leadership should come out with various strategies in which they can extend their tentacles and the Nigerians should feel their impact within the country.
It's new, it's fresh. It's all about policies and strategies. Watch out for NIPSS Policy TV programs on NTA News 24. Tune in on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on DSTV Channel 419, GoTV Channel 26, Star Times Channels 101 and 433, and Free TV Channel 703. Miss this and miss out on policies that will affect you and our country. Join us.
So it's possible they are really working, but getting to the people is where there should be an issue. I know that, well, they say they are in the televisions, but the question is that which TV? Is it the one that people watch constantly, or just the one that people don't want to go? Because most of the time, because of things that are happening in the country, many people feel that some televisions are biased about the government, so they tune off. They don't want to watch such television. So if they are in such televisions, it might be difficult to really get to people. So I would think that if they want to get to the people with the necessary information, adequate information that I know that they have, that can actually go a long way in setting things right in the country, I think they should check the televisions they operate with.
To the street and ask an ordinary man, even what's the meaning of NOA, or what do you know about National Orientation Agency? I don't think you get, a very good feedback, because if their awareness is so popular, they will be known across the country. I know they used to have offices in the 774 local government in Nigeria. But I don't know if those offices are still existing.
The National Orientation Agency should do more to create awareness to everybody. Look at the way our children are having indecent dressing all over the place. In the past, it's not like that. So they should do more and address the issue. Look at the Yahoo and kidnapping everywhere. If they are creating awareness from time to time, I believe that some of these things can be curtailed.
Just like I said, it's actually getting to the right television that will get to the right audience. In fact, I think the audience should be the whole nation. It should be the whole nation. So I think the target will be where are these areas? What are these televisions or other areas they can operate that people will really get to know what they are saying, because that is what is important, to actually get to where people will know. So I am thinking that if they just have few television they selected to be showing their programs, I think they should look at it, because I believe that they can go a long way, because they have right ideas or how things that can go, how things will go very well for the country, the right informations, that we should be going to. So I'm thinking that they should be more, they should expand their horizon to make sure that people get to know what they're saying.
I will expect them to devise new ways of creating awareness, because if you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, is not possible. So you must develop new strategies whereby you will be able to, so that you can get better results. Because if the advocacy is not enough, what is the reason? Why is it that their impact, is not well felt in the society? If you ask another man on the street, they will tell you, well, I know about NOA, but what are they even doing? What is their work? I don't really think I know their work. So I think, first of all, they need to develop new or create better strategies to be able to come up with good ideas, new ideas, so that their impact will be felt more in the society.
Whatever is mine can never pass me. Do what you are supposed to do to push forward.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching NIPSS Policy TV.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching NIPSS Policy TV.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS Kuru, has organized a 3-day capacity-building orientation workshop for Directorate of Studies and Research Directorate ahead of the 2024 Senior Executive Course Program. The program, which took place at the Political Parties Leadership and Development Center Department of the Institute, was meant to enhance proper coordination and synergy between the two directorates for the success of the Institute's mandate. While addressing the staff, Navy Commodore Obaje MNI said the SEC program is a responsibility for all and urged the staff to put more effort in order to ensure participants' welfare and general improvement of the SEC program.
Dr. Razak on 1 or 2 occasions or 3 occasions, he brings forth what he feels is in the interest of the study group or something that he observes that we could do to make it easier for these participants to be able to assimilate and perhaps get into the course proper. And when I bring it forward to the senior DS, Professor Ika, and 3 of us sit down and discuss, we're able to address those issues. Luckily, a member of that study group today is a DS and sitting here. He knows. And that way, we'll be able to move our study group forward. So please, welfare issues should not only be left to the DS. Bring it forward, we discuss, and do things together. I also talk about programs development and review. I am the DS study special duties as it were now. If, for instance, you see that there's a particular issue, a program on the curriculum or the curriculum that you feel has to, there's a suggestion to make it more rewarding and to the participants, and then it may be more accessible to the participants. Please feel free to bring forward, and then we'll discuss it together and in the faculty, and then we'll present it to the DOS, who now will escalate it forward to
Comments, views, issues, and challenges were raised and addressed during the brainstorming session.
Let me just read some portion of a speech delivered by President Obasanjo in 2019 graduation. Remember, he was the head of state when NIPSS was founded. So if the founding father is still alive and is talking, we need to listen to him seriously. He said, this institution was not supposed to be a university or a degree awarding institution. No, that's what he said. He said, what then was it meant to be? It was meant to be an independent institution under the presidency, and it is under the presidency for budget purposes only. The presidency is designed to be the one that runs it and not the chairman and the board of governors to come and sit on the back of the DGs or so blah blah. Okay, the institute is supposed to be where you learn through relaxed interaction, observation, inquiry, visit, lectures, discussion, and dialogue. He said it is supposed to be the highest citadel of knowledge and learning in the country.
When it comes to preparing study tour reports and all those late night meetings, we don't see them. So we're on our own. So I don't know why the research assistant is attached to us. Is it only for the goodies or for the good and the bad? Because when we have to stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., rehearsing and going over the reports, whatever is good for the goose should also be good for the gander. So I think research assistants should be made to know that if they attend travels, they should also try to assist us in compiling the reports. It's very important.
You understand? The group was very appreciative. That was an incentive for me. I really appreciated this. The participants, they were appreciative, but I think we have to factor that in as well. The academic support is no mean task. It's a lot of work. And some of us are in the Department of Short Courses. So while at the Department of Short Courses, throughout last year, we were running programs. It was a busy time as well. So we were short, sometimes we finish our short courses, we move over to the senior executive course, and then we now stay.
There is a need, and I think somebody brought up the discussion about, about having a system in place that will help us to know when what we should be doing at a particular moment. If we don't have that system in place, we'll continue to talk and be angry, with one another.
While delivering his presentation on designing a research, the head Public Affairs Department, Professor Shola Adeyanju, MNI, said, research is an integral part of academic process which is used to increase understanding between people, cultures, and societies.
We have research strategy and then we have research design. So the research strategy is like the broad approach that you want to use. Then you have the research design and then the types of research design. That's what I'm going to explain very quickly. DOS used to say this, that there is nothing like one being important than the other between quantitative and qualitative. It depends on what you want to do and your research. So you have this argument among those who are quantitative based and those who are qualitative based, which one, as if one is superior. You see, this argument is for qualitative. This person started an argument online and said quantitative research is nearly obsolete. It will be conducted by robots in 10 to 15 years. This is a good thing because it is anti-humanist and mechanical. Trying to say quantitative research is not really an ideal research. So please learn qualitative methods before it is too late. So he's urging us that go qualitative and leave quantitative alone. Then somebody answered the same format that he used for his argument. So somebody responded with that same format. He said qualitative research is nearly obsolete. It will be conducted by humans in 10 to 15 years instead of robots. It will be conducted by humans. This is a horrid thing because it is anti-tech and humanistic. So please learn quantitative methods before it's too late. So where do you belong in this argument? I'll leave that to us. Now, explaining the research design itself. We can say that our research design is like a blueprint. You want to build a house. You have agreed that I'm going to build a bungalow. Why do you want to build a house? Because you need to lay your head somewhere. The problem is that you want to build a house.
Some members of the staff spoke on the relevance of the orientation workshop on the staff and the flagship program.
Basically, we have to understand the fact that the backbone of every research is research methodology. And when we get the research methodology right, then we are able to get the research right. And if that is the case, this workshop is a refresher workshop. It is not a new thing to us. But again, there are new ideas that have come out to play. So you realize that we need this refresher course from time to time. So this would enable each and every participant here, the directing staff and the fellows, or particularly the senior fellows, to guide the participants appropriately. So I'm well equipped, I'm better informed, to provide logical supervision to the senior executive course participants of 46, 2024.
First, I want to start with the fact that knowledge is not static. It changes as the world is evolving. We're in an era of artificial intelligence now. So we must be addressed what is going on. orientation and capacity building program is what we do every year to prepare all members of the faculty, that is Directorate of Studies and Directorate of Research, to be ready in all respects for the participants who are coming fresh. We're having members of students at 46 now. The orientation affords everybody. Yes, we're not doing anything new, but if there are new knowledge that has emerged, we are blessed with it, and as we have seen today, there are so many new things that have come in the research methodology, which is important for all aspects of the series of programs. Because for all the programs, they will do the lectures here, and not go on to further find out of what is happening on the field. So it is very important.
The Institute, as the Apex Policy Formation Center, deems it fit to give members of its staff updated information about the activities of the 10-month senior executive course, ranging from local and international study tours, plenary sessions, crisis games, and presidential parley reports.
As a member of the National Institute, you are constantly supposed to be working, wherever you are placed, towards a better society. Hello and welcome to our alumni chat. Today our chat is on a very important person, another MNI, and we're going to talk to him about everything you need to know concerning his experience as a participant. So welcome to this segment on our program. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lydia Odijoche. Now, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Now, what was your experience like as a participant while you were at the Institute?
It was tough, it was rigorous. The interactions were very exciting, but equally demanding. The lectures, of course, they were some of the best courses I've gone through. To be honest, I made the best of it. I made sure that I soaked in everything. I absorbed everything to the best of my knowledge because I knew I would need it. I knew it would be very helpful.
Now tell us, how has the experience imparted on your person and your career and your life generally?
For me, as a person, it has made me a very unique person. It has made me stand out everywhere I go, and it has earned me, of course, some level of recognition and, should I say, respect that you would expect an MNI to get. For my career, to be honest, the training at NIPSS and the opportunities I met, I have not been able to use them because I'm still reserving them. I learned too much that I can't use all of them now. That's just the truth. It's been helping my career, but I know that I've still not been able to download all. I'm a practicing journalist, and if I have to practice with the kind of human and intellectual resources I acquired at NIPSS and the relationships I made, it won't be funny. So I try to be careful, try to be moderate, try to be considered, putting the national interest ahead when I do anything because I am now an MNI. So it kind of moderates my conduct. That is just it.
Now, can you tell us what your philosophy of life is?
Life essentially is a place for me where you are created for a purpose. And if you are lucky to find it, live it. Give to society as much as you can. Defend causes that will be to the interest of majority of the people. I have been a journalist all my life, and I found the journalism as a platform for activism, doing what is right, and that is what has been my guiding principle. My professional career tallies with my principle of doing the right thing and canvassing for the good of society.
What is your take on the narrative that Annie is an elitist group?
No, not exactly. Yes, because of the training that we have, you might think it's elitist, but Annie tries to reflect the feelings of the society. And the training at NIPSS always tries to make you think of the national interest. We put the nation, building a better society, at the forefront. And that is the guiding principle of Annie. And elitism, you may say, but in point of fact, when it comes to helping to canvas for the good of society, towards a better society, Annie is for all, thinking of the masses, thinking of the nation, and thinking of the entire society for the betterment of all.
How impactful has the association been to the National Institute?
You know, we cannot separate Annie from the Institute. That is a fact. Two, and whatever achievement Annie makes, directly or indirectly, impacts on the image of the Institute. So Annie and the Institute are two sides of the same coin.
Now, how can Annie support NIPSS Policy TV?
Essentially, I will throw the challenge to the management team of NIPSS Policy TV. You need to sit back, go back to the drawing board, and come out with what you want to do. Once you decide what you want to do, like you have your business strategy, you have the future plans, and you have exact direction of where you want to go, the people to help support NIPSS TV are in Annie, and you can always reach out to them and you get the support. We Annie members belong to various sectors of the society, and they can help grow the NIPSS TV. That's the truth.
Now, who is your mentor and why?
Mr. Nosa Igebo is a journalist, the man who will give direction. He was the boss at TEL, but he was a very humble person. And for me, I look up to his style of journalism, his style of leadership, his style of writing, his style of relationship with people as something I aspire towards achieving in life.
Finally, what would you recommend to the Institute to make it better?
The Institute is always a place for excellence. And, you know, it's success already. And they say the prize for success, right? Or the punishment for success is more is for hard work. When you have succeeded, you are encouraged to do more hard work so that you can continue to succeed. So what I will advise the Institute to do is to ensure that the standards that they are renowned for is not lowered, to ensure that the right crop of leaders, the right crop of directing staff, the right crop of participants, and the right kind of policies that will make them stand out even more than they are, because NIPSS is known for policy and for excellence. And I am very sure they have not tapped the opportunities available to them in the outer world. In the media, in the business sectors, in in policy arena and even among the professional sectors, I mean, different kinds of areas that you find people that can be useful. I believe a lot more can be done to tap in. NIPSS can be seen to be collaborating with different agencies and doing things that they know that once people know that yes, it's coming from NIPSS, everybody will want to just pay attention. I think they can do a lot more.
Thank you so much for being our guest on Alumni Chat. Thank you so much indeed. We appreciate your time.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching NIPSS Policy TV.
The development of national ethics and integrity policy by ICPC with its partners and its subsequent approval for implementation represents a significant milestone in Nigeria's quest for a national rebirth that will introduce value reorientation, accountability, and transparency not only in governance, but in our everyday life and dealings with other people around us. It should also recondition its citizens to work for national development while encouraging them to cultivate respect and love for fellow citizens. With this policy in operation, selfishness, violence, disunity, and ineffective governance would be a thing of the past for Nigeria to take its pride of place in the Committee of Nations. That's all we have on the program today. Hope you will join us next time. Till I come your way again, I am Chana Ejaga. Bye for now.